Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here, host and executive producer of the Horse Talk Show in the studio in downtown Ocala, the horse capital of the world, with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship.
We need a clap.
We do. A loud round of applause, a cheer from the audience.
Yeah, there you go.
Much better. We have a great show lineup for you today. Very, very good. Dr. Cayot, of course, will be joining us. He is going to chat a bit about botulism, a topic we have covered before. One you don't ever want to face with horses for sure, or anybody actually for that matter. It's not a fun topic. He'll be covering that for us. We have a very special visit this week.
Uh-oh.
From Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Is coming in from JNS.
Oh, boy.
Pressure Washing. And will be with us for a segment of equine expertise.
I think Bubbles are getting... He's over here shaking his tush afterwards.
Never a dull moment. Maybe we can ask you what that means.
Yeah, there you go. Tip of the week, get out of the way.
If you're thinking I look a bit tired...
Oh my gosh.
You might be right. Because I am. However, I did strip off my makeup and everybody ran out howling and screaming like it was Halloween. In fact, Isaac told me to join him at the scary train in Worston at the end of the bike right off.
Oh, yeah.
Bless him. No, he didn't. He actually said he hadn't even noticed, which was really quite complimentary. But the point of that is equestrian skincare. We're going to have a little chat with Trish from Mary Kay. My birthday was in August. If you missed it, it's never too late. We celebrate for 6 months. We have a lovely gift here that Trish got for me. 12 days of faves, and I actually started to open it when she gave it to me and look, and then I stopped because I thought what fun it would be to open it on the show and have Trish, who has been tolerant and put up with me for about 16 years, so that's a lot, so she deserves a chance to chat about some of the wonderful fine cosmetics that she is a consultant for Mary Kay. So we had her come in. She also is an equestrian who has had a horse for many, many years, has been on the show before to talk about trails and all such good horse things like that. So nice to have her in to talk about something else. And we're looking forward to that segment.
Oh boy, let me tell you, I'm excited.
And she's going to put makeup on Pete too, so he looks a bit prettier.
Oh boy.
She doesn't do makeup on you, actually. I'm going to put mine on, but she could probably do something for like...
I ain't scared.
We have a very... we actually had a sneak peek of this last week. We shared with you that we were going to have stick horse training with Dancin Pete Rodda, so...
It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one. We got to completion where we were actually riding the stick horses at his farm. So, proof of the pudding. You know, he did a great job with them. This is actually the CEP stick horse created by Loco Graphics that Kevin Sheely actually galloped in on for Exceptional Mornings and was actually ridden by Matt Wilkerson at Business After Hours in a race.
That he lost.
Pat Myers of Pat Myers Electric.
And he lost.
Is our champion for two reasons. One, because he's Pat Myers. And 2, because he's a new partner on the Horse Talk Show.
Woohoo!
And we are excited because of his enthusiasm for the horse world. And actually, for him and his wife, Sarah, are enthusiastic about all things four-legged. And their amazing daughter, Charlotte. And they're just a wonderful bunch of people. So we're really thrilled to have them as a partner with the Horse Talk Show. And I love the fact that his stick horse said, ask me about the hobby horse equestrian games, which was really, really well done. So thank you to Pat Myers Electric. We look forward to sharing some fantastic segments that Pete and Isaac went over and actually did with him and talked
Very educational.
Yeah, wonderful opportunity to learn about hazards that, honestly, even as a horse person all my life, I have seen every one of the things he has talked about in a variety of different barns that I have been in. And honestly, as much as I've heard about fires in barns and thought how scary and horrible, I never really connected those things until I talked to Pat. But it's really worth having him come and walk around your barn just to have a look and see if there's anything that maybe even you haven't noticed.
And he's not being judgmental. He's trying to save you. It's just like when I go out and help somebody with a horse. I'm not judging them to go, oh my God, this person's horrible with their horse. I'm going there to educate and to help them so that they stay safe with their horse.
Exactly. That's so true. So yeah, he's an expert, that's what he does. So
and he sees things like that. I was very impressed when he came out. He walked up and he was ready to go. He's like, I already got the stuff I need to talk about. I was like, you haven't even looked around? He goes, I see it.
Yeah, very fast.
Very impressed.
Very, very impressive. So, and since we're talking about the hobby horse equestrian games, we got to mention it. It's coming up, presented by AgPro. That is October 21st. We're only a month out now, from 10 to 6 p.m. at the beautiful Florida Horse Park.
And this is going to have vendors, food trucks, hay rides
Courtesy of
Larson's Hay.
So you can sit on
the Idaho's finest alfalfa. We're going to have horse demos, horse breed exhibit, all breed parade. And it's free admission because of our great sponsorships.
That's right.
AgPro, Ocala Polo, Pat Myers Electric, Larson's Hay, Florida Horse Park, and the Horse Talk Show.
Engel and Volker's Ocala.
Equus Television.
Yep. We got FEI Stabling, the Florida Mounted, and Big Horse Ranch all getting involved, and Local Graphics doing all our signage for us. So we have fantastic sponsors on board to help this be a wonderful event. We're going to kick it off with the National Anthem at 10 a.m. At 10:15, we're going to have an all-breed parade around the horse park. And then we are going to have some fantastic demos, even a Roman rider. And then in the afternoon, we're going to begin at 12:30 with the hobby horse equestrian games.
Woohoo! Show jumping.
Ribbons up to 6th place in each class. And we've got trophies for overall champion and reserve grand champion for the day. And we have trophies for the best stick horse.
So make your own stick horse.
That's right. Best individual, best business, and best school stick horses.
Wow.
So I'm very excited about this.
So we're going to have top equestrians to show you how to, and then for you to be judged showing at show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and polo. Now, you dressage people out there, this is the best way to go and do your test. So I want to see you out here to do it without your horse and see if you remember your test properly.
That's right. Practice makes perfect. And don't forget, another wonderful event that's coming up, one of our wonderful partners, Piranha Animal Health, is having their Piranha Family Foundation Benefit Golf Tournament, November 3rd. That is going to be at the Country Club of Ocala. You can win prizes, golf with pro Ted Potter. And I'm going to tell you that if you cannot do a team or you cannot be present, you can make any amount of donation to the Piranha Life Foundation, and they will make sure it goes in to benefit 3 wonderful charities. Pete, our charities are, do you remember?
Gentle Carousel.
That's right, miniature therapy horses. The Heart of Florida Youth Ranch. And the K9 for Warriors programs. So all absolutely wonderful, wonderful programs. And this benefit last year was phenomenal. And it raised $30,000 for the charities. So we are really excited that they're doing this again this year, and what a wonderful, wonderful opportunity it is to get out and have a incredible day at a beautiful golf course.
Are they still looking for sponsors?
I think there were a couple of spots left available for teams still. So you can reach out to Ben at piranhalife.com and get involved. It's definitely going to be a good time and 3 great causes. So we've got to wrap it up because that was the sound that Dr. Cayot is going to be with us and chat about botulism. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. And we are going to be switching it up to chatting with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith about botulism. And while that's going on, Pete's going to be getting his makeup on so that you aren't scared when we come back. Just kidding. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. Here's Dr. Adam Cayot. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show here at Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care with Dr. Adam Cayot. And very recently, there has been a scare, fortunately has not been in Florida, but in some other states, with some alfalfa cubes that were actually infected with botulism and also some animal parts found in those bags. And we've been actually commenting on that on the show and just letting people know in those states to be aware.
So I really wanted to talk to Dr. Adam Cayot again a little bit more in detail about what botulism is, how it occurs, and how that kind of plays out with the horse. So Dr. Cayot, if you can tell us a bit about botulism.
Yeah, Botox. It is the toxin that's used in Botox. That's correct. So botulism toxin is a toxin produced by a bacteria called Clostridium botulinum. Clostridium botulinum likes to hang around decaying material, decaying organic material a lot. So and when it decays, and it's anaerobic, meaning that it's in an area where there's no oxygen. So that's why we tend to see it in these compressed hay bales and that sort of thing, in hay bales that are put together tightly. A lot of times an animal will be scooped up in the baler, a rat, a snake, whatever that's out in the field, and then start decaying in the bale, and the toxin can be then produced. The horse eats that toxin. It's a neurotoxin, so it affects, it affects the activity between the muscle and the neurojunction, so it blocks that activity, so they become what we call flaccid. It produces basically a flaccid paralysis where their muscles don't work, and horses can have varying degrees of it. So they can be completely down and unable to stand, and those are not good. To varying degrees of neurologic issues. There is a botulism antitoxin that can be given, but it's not going to reverse where the horse is. So if the horse is down, it's not going to magically make that horse be able to stand up. What it does is it just stops the progress of the toxin. So kind of where you are is where you're going to be as far as that goes, but that helps keep it from getting worse, I guess. So certainly you have to be careful if you commonly feed these typically big bales of hay. It's not too common to see it in alfalfa cubes, but they obviously have had issues with that. Any compressed feed source, I suppose you can get it, but it tends to be more commonly in the bigger bales of hay that people just put out, and the horses can eat on. Other things that it can be like haylage. So haylage is like silage, but it's hay, and it can get in there and ferment. And if you have a lot of horses, that's people like feeding that because it's an inexpensive feed source, but you're kind of playing with fire. Years ago, we had an issue with haylage in here in Central Florida that ended up killing a lot of horses. So any of those types of things, and certainly inspect your hay. If you smell anything that's like that's rancid, throw it out. Don't even take a chance. Just don't throw the big round bale or big square bale out there and forget about it. It's easy to do because you like the convenience factor of that, but just go up to it every once in a while and pay attention, certainly, and look at it and make sure if you see anything suspicious, or you see any animal parts or whatever that might have gotten scooped up in that bale, certainly that needs to be addressed. And it certainly can be devastating. As far as treatment goes of botulism, you basically try to give the antitoxin, and then it's supportive care. There's not a whole lot we can do. Certainly if the horses are down, that the prognosis for them is grave, and most of them don't recover from that. So it can be devastating, because a lot of times there's a lot of horses, because like I said, it's a big feed source. So it's a big block of hay, or it's a big round bale of hay or whatever. And there's a bunch of horses eating off of it. So a lot of them can be affected at once. And that obviously can be devastating. So always be aware of that. There is a vaccine. There's a botulism vaccine. So if that's what you tend to feed, it's not a bad idea to give your horses that, if that's what you tend to feed. It's fairly effective. There's no vaccine that's 100% effective, but it gives us some line of defense if that's how you feed your horses, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But just be aware of your hay, and because that tends to be where it happens most.
And also maybe just checking that you're purchasing your hay from as reputable as possible source as well would help.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, yeah, absolutely. I get it. Most feed stores certainly around here, know where their feed came, their hay comes from. I grew up in Ohio. I grew up in the Midwest. We baled our own hay, so I baled my own hay. That doesn't happen down here. People down here don't understand what throwing bales on wagons.
I turned by hand. That makes me old, by the way.
But certainly be aware where your hay comes from, and that helps, and obviously the most reputable places. I mean, nobody's going to purposely try to do anything like that. I wouldn't think, but the more you know, the better you are.
Any last things you want to add to that?
No, I mean, just be conscientious of as far as what your horses are eating, and don't be mindless about what they're eating, what you're getting, and how you're feeding your animals.
Thank you. Dr. Adam Cayot, Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses! Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, Piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? JNS Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. JNS Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
We're back from the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, and our broadcast sponsor, Larson Farm, Idaho's finest alfalfa. It's Dancin Pete And we're waiting on Louisa, so we have Bubbles in the studio. So we're going to get some questions you guys made for us. And here she comes. She was getting her makeup on.
Sorry about that, folks.
So here's our first question to Bubbles. Why do you think the grass is greener in the other pasture?
Or on the other side, as they say.
There you go.
Well, it could be because of several things. There's other pasture smells ripe and delicious. And mine may be all eaten out. I like to eat, as you can tell. But
yeah, you have gained a few pounds since last time we saw you.
Yeah, I've been running around having some fun. But I think I should just have access to all the other pastures so I can keep eating. So whenever you take me home tonight, you want to take the gates down, let's break away the fences, and just let me run.
Okay. Ready for question number 2? Do you like the field or the stall better?
Well, Pete, Bubbles prefers to play the field. But seriously, we love about 100 acres of open land. Very few horses are just home bodies that prefer the stall. But I like to be out in the field, and get my workout going on. But we appreciate the stall whenever it smells nice, and good. But also whenever we're nervous. So it gives us a chance to relax.
Okay. Question number 3. Would you like your rider to lose some weight? Ooh, that's a big one.
You talking about the rider or me? What is this, an intervention?
Yeah.
Well, if you really know how to ride, and you can move with me and get things going, a little bit of extra weight is okay. But, if you've ever thought if you weigh too much, it might be a good decision to go ahead and cut back on the, that Larson hay a little bit.
All right, question number 4. Does the music in the barn soothe you?
Well, I hear all the music. I like some more than others. Some could soothe me, like little Barry Manilow, playing in the background. But please, for the love of God, quit playing NSYNC and Madonna, Justin.
Not for you, huh?
No. I mean, I do like bye, but I can only do that so much,
Okay. Question 5. What colors can you see?
Well, I had to Google this earlier, get it.
Google?
Yeah, horse Google.
Google. That's a new one.
Google.
That's $1 million idea. Here we go.
Now we should coin that. Yes.
Cut.
What go?
We just retired.
Yeah.
Well, science will tell you that we can only see yellow and greens and blues and those colors together. But what Bubble sees is clean and dirty. So when I'm trotting up to your barn or to that horse show, I'm looking for that mildew, algae, cobwebs, and dirt. So that way, we can give JNS Pressure Washing a call to come in and clean it for you. That way I can be in a very nice environment. So if you're a nasty nanny, I don't know if it...
So for all of you listening to this,
I'm a little horse in the voice. I mean, I'm a big horse, but I'm a little horse in the voice.
So for all of you that are listening on the radio for this or a podcast, we have a horse head on a human, with little hoofs on his feet or his.
There's a purpose to this madness.
What's the purpose?
The purpose to this madness is that there are lots of questions out there that people have. Even people who have been equestrians for a long time have questions about things that maybe they can Google it, but maybe Google isn't reliable. And maybe Google has multiple different opinions, like many equestrians. So isn't it nice to hear kind of our opinion? And we would love to hear from you on your opinion, if you have a different one, or even if you agree. But we also want to get lots and lots of questions from our listeners and viewers, so we can ask.
Oh, usually you like it when they cuddle up to you. Now you're getting a...
I was just worried that maybe it was because I smelled bad or something. No, I'm good.
So this segment is about having a good time.
Yes.
And We have our own
You
opinions.
some really good information.
Yes, ma'am.
And maybe you haven't even thought about what colour do horses see and what do horses see and do horses see dirt. But I can tell you whether they see dirt or not, they know. And health-wise, it's really, really important that your barn, especially if you have a competitive horse, whether it be a racehorse or a show horse, they tend to be in the barn more than maybe your pasture pet or your trail pony might be. So if you have a horse that's in the barn most of the time, look around and kind of see what the environment is like. We were talking about electrical early in reference to Pat Myers and safety issues, but don't just think about that. That certainly is really, really important, but think about how clean your barn is, how many cobwebs, how much dust. All those things can be can help a fire along, first of all, if God forbid there was one. And then secondly, don't forget about all your horses that suffer from allergies, especially here in Florida. Whether it be, do you have allergies?
Only in the morning time.
Only in the morning.
Only in the morning, yeah. But be aware of those things because Dr. Cayot has addressed before heaves and asthma and things like that in horses on this show, and how much dust and cobwebs and all of those sorts of things actually agitate that. So bear in mind that even if your horse can't see the dust, the dust, the cobwebs are absolutely affecting your horse's overall health. So definitely something to think about. So we want to bring attention to that until you get your place pressure washed. But we also want to bring you kind of a funny side to Equine 101 and questions that people have asked us. Viewers have sent us, commented and messaged to us. So send your questions and comments to the Horse Talk Show on Facebook, and we will definitely air them for you and even do a shout out for you if you'd like.
And the other thing that Bubbles can tell you also is if your barn's looking a little ragged and old, they can do a pressure washer job to make it look almost brand new, because I've seen them do that and then they stain it again and boom, it looks brand new.
Yeah, it makes a difference before you start painting and all that kind of thing, or staining, whatever you're doing. If you get it nice clean start first of all.
And make sure you have the right outlets if you do have it pressure washed.
Yeah, that's important.
Definitely got to have Pat Myers come by and take a look at all of our stalls. Yeah.
It's a good plan. You're a good team.
Yeah.
You're a good team. So send us your questions. We definitely want to get them out there. We run them all through Pete. So we get Pete's opinion on all of these before we air them. So you may have a different opinion, and that's okay, because we've said that before. But we like to bring you Bubbles because we think Bubbles is going to give you kind of our view, and we want to hear yours. And we need questions for Bubbles for next time, right, Bubbles?
We want you.
Yeah, we're having a little too much fun on the Horse Talk Show today.
We sure are. He galloped right in the right mood, and we're glad to have him on board.
And he sat in here off camera, still playing the character, so
he's the real deal.
Bubbles is into it.
So JNS Pressure Washing, you can find them. Bubbles, best way to find JNS Pressure Washing online?
Yeah, online at jnspressurewashing.com. And then also 1-866-237-8567, which spells the best JNS. So 1-866 best JNS. My memory's going.
It should spell Bubbles the horse. Anyway, we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll have a little bit more makeup on, and we'll have Trish with us. So stay with us on the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system. Powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Centre, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centres for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specialising in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds, take a free hay ride, and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us, October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative, presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala, in the horse capital of the world, with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. And Trish Baumgartner's here with us, and she is a Mary Kay consultant. And I got a lovely gift from her for my birthday, which I'm really, really looking forward to diving into and enjoying. But we've been talking a little bit of equestrian health and skincare and talking to you about all the wonderful services available at Nirvana and at Crystal Cryo. But what about like looking in the mirror every day and saying, you know what, I really need to take care of myself as well as I take care of my horse?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to be applying makeup because I scared everybody out of the studio earlier on, Halloween style. And Trish is going to be kind of testing a few of her products and telling us about what they are while I'm in this process.
Yes.
Yes.
And
sorry, my mirror's a bit dirty.
Yes.
Is it dirty?
We're going to be doing a few things.
She scared herself. She looked in the mirror.
I did. If you're on the radio on 97.3 of the Sky, you can switch it up to, well, keep listening, but you can go back and watch on the Horse Talk Show on Facebook or on Equus TV if you want to see me putting makeup on.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
Can't wait.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Trish, tell us.
Well, let me start with, let's see, I am an equestrian.
She is?
Actually, I'm kind of a retired equestrian because my horse now has navicular, so I haven't been riding in quite a while. But I have been riding for over 40 years, and I'm actually a certified John Lyons trainer. And for years, I trained and helped a lot of horses with people problems, as Pete can definitely agree with. And but in the meantime, I, like many equestrians, I got hurt. I got thrown into a post, got 4 herniated discs.
Ouch.
So I had to think about what other option I would have for a life. So my mom was and still is, a Mary Kay customer, and I saw how beautiful she looked after just wearing it for about 6 months. And she told me, she said, this.
And she looks 20 years younger, by the way, than she actually is.
She looks awesome. Yes, she does. And so,
if you're watching, we're watching Louisa putting on makeup.
So, she told me that
it's getting scarier. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
She said this is a company you really need to get with. Number one, because the industry is phenomenal. I mean, everybody has skin, so. And it's a 60-year-old company, and a little bit behind the lady that started the company. Her name is Mary Kay Ash. She got tired of a world where men were getting promoted over her. She was born in 1918, so back in the 50s, she was at the height of her career, but she was training men, and they kept getting promoted over her, so she got tired of that, so she decided to start her own cosmetic and skincare company. And so 60 years later, here we are today. But one of the things I loved about her and the business is that her motto is God first, family second, and career third. And when you put all those things in line, everything comes together. So here we are today, 60 years later. We're sold globally. And so my mission is to help equestrians because I'm a Florida-born native. And we're out in the sun quite a bit and sweating, and we usually don't take very good care of ourselves.
No.
So in fact,
yes,
I have to have this eyeshadow, by the way. Make sure I put it over here because I really like it.
We take care of our animals better than we take care of ourselves most of the time. So that is why I got started in this business.
So
today,
Trish, what would you recommend for me being out in the sun all the time?
Well, for men, there are men's products also. We have moisturizers, we have shave creams, and body washes, which are really good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, those actually just came
Oh,
out.
now I stink.
I think you should get some of that.
Wow.
Too bad they're not mosquito repellent, but never know. But so for you, I would say we do have a day cream with SPF 15 in it.
Oh, wow.
And SPF 30 if you wanted to put that on.
It's not too late to help him, you don't think?
Oh, no.
Hey, listen, he's been so mean to me tonight.
Yeah, I've been mean to her.
Just getting a little bit of my own.
He has been feisty, yes. So what we're going to start with Pete
Oh, boy.
is
I have to
we're
have
going
these
to do
eyeshadows, by the
the
way.
hands. So Pete, let's do a little bit of wetness on your hands here.
Oh,
Because
boy.
our hands as equestrians, we go through a lot. Here, you wet. Wet your hands good.
Okay, both of them?
No, one. No, actually, just do one.
Okay, just do
Yeah,
one.
do one. We're going to do one hand. That way you can see the difference.
Okay.
Wet it good. All right, this is it. This is a scrub. So I want you to scrub your hand good with that. All over, all sides. If you need to put more moisture on there, go ahead. I want you to scrub them good because what this does is it's an exfoliator and it gets all that dead skin off.
Oh,
There's
boy.
lots of that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And then
that's
when you're
fine.
done, I want you to
Right.
wipe off with the towel and get all that off.
How's it feel, Pete? Does it feel
Oh,
good?
it felt amazing.
Here's a drying
Felt-
towel.
There's nothing I like more than a hand massage. I'm going to just tell you.
Yeah, I gave to myself. Thank you.
So, what else are you doing?
Okay, once he does that, I want you to see how that feels.
Can I have
and
a
look
bit
at
of
the
that one, too?
difference.
Oh, wow.
Well, you gotta have wet hands, Lou. You can't have wet hands
okay.
right now. You can.
There you go. The
can't
top
do it
one
later.
is the one without the exfoliator, and the bottom one is with the exfoliator. So if you're on the radio, my
you
top
could
hand
really-
looks really dirty, and my bottom hand looks a totally different color.
Yeah,
and
it
the
looks
softness.
fantastic.
Oh, wow. It's
That's
so
nice.
soft.
Okay, and then this is our shea cream.
This is what?
Shea cream.
Shea
butter cream.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that helps
How does that feel?
moisturize.
Feels creamy.
Is it creamy?
That helps moisturize.
Now, as a guy equestrian who is outside all the time, do you do these things to take care of yourself normally?
No, ma'am.
No, nothing. You
Nothing.
don't do anything.
I used to put on
You don't even
suntan
wash,
lotion.
right?
I don't wash half the time. Yeah. Don't have time for that.
So doing these things, would you like to do these things?
Oh, sure.
Like if you made an effort, would you like this? I mean, is this something you'd really like to take care of yourself more?
Oh, yeah.
This is a protecting softener.
I think Trish made a very good point when she said that, we're all outside much more than the average person, probably, unless you have an outside job, of course, like, Joel, for example.
I can show you
JNS
how much
Pressure
I'm
Washing.
outside if you're on TV. It is white arms because I wear long sleeves all the time.
Ooh, this is satin lips. You don't need satin lips.
Well, that's what these are right here. So don't do those yet.
Okay.
Well, we're going to do,
So I did one hand.
Okay, all right. And how does that feel?
Oh, it feels soft.
Okay, very good. That'll definitely help your
All right, Pete.
I feel
cowboy
really
hands.
nice.
Okay, now I want you to take your wet rag
Okay.
and I want you to do your lips.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pete, do you take care of your lips? I mean, you're outside all
Okay.
the time, right? Do they get chapped and dry? And
now, Lou, you want to do your lips
Yes,
too?
they do.
I actually already had the nice shiny stuff on you gave me, so Pete can do it.
All right.
How did that happen that far?
Because we're playing makeup, guys.
I know.
That's why it went so fast.
Then
So
in that case,
we got to throw some info out there on Trish and how you can reach out and talk to her. Trish, tell us how you would like people to contact you if they have any questions.
Well, you can contact me at my phone number, 352-262-0020, or you can check out my website at www.marykay.com/TBAUM, the number 33.
There you go.
And
that's how you
has
find
tips.
out.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing a bit more, and we're coming back because we got stick horse training, so we may be playing the whole time that's going on. Stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equine with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equine came to life. Equine, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? JNS Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. JNS Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Steven at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
I'm Louisa Barton for the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha and for the Horse Talk Show on Equus Television.
We are here at the farm of Dancin Pete Rodda, where he normally trains horses and people. Today, we are working on training the stick horses ready for the... I was about to call it the Stick Horse Equestrian Games. We want to make sure that your stick horses are ready to compete in a variety of horse sports so they can do the best job possible. And where better than with Dancin Pete Rodda. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative. We're very determined to make sure that the stick horses for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games and Parade presented by AgPro are properly trained and that they have a really good foundation on them before they're under saddle.
We just had the whole group show up in the trailer, so I'm gonna go pick one out and I'm gonna show you my usual routine to start a horse that comes onto the property, and we'll get started. I treat all new horses like I've never seen them. And even if they tell me they're rideable, all that, I want to check them out, because if they know kindergarten, they'll go right through it real quick. If they don't know kindergarten, we're going to have lots of fun.
Okay.
Now, if they can't back out, I'll let them come off, but then they've got to stand straight and relax.
Hold on, Pete. Hold on.
There's some flies?
Yes.
Oh, let's spray them with some piranha. Get the flies off of them. Spraying yourself.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so I want to stand here by the trailer and make sure they're relaxed. It's like going to Disney World. You don't want to let the kids get off the bus and see Mickey Mouse. You want them to turn and face and hang out, relax, and then go, okay, now that we have a little bit of your connection, now we can go and see Mickey Mouse without you blowing up and I can't get a hold of you. He's a little lazy with coming forward, but that's okay. We're just seeing what he's like. He's not moving much, so we're going to wait until he moves. So we might be here a while, guys. Well, he's been here for about 20 minutes now, and he hasn't even really he hasn't really had a breath yet. So hopefully he's still doing well. He's definitely dragging. All right, he seems pretty good. He's moved a little bit. Now let's see if we can walk the line, see if he'll get out of my way as I walk. He really doesn't like to do much. But he is coming forward. Okay, so I'm asking him to go forward. Well, he doesn't really want to move. This is a good thing or a bad thing. Either he's going to explode when he goes, or he's going to be just fine and want to stop a lot. Oh, there we got some movement. And let's see if we can stop him. Lift. Yep, he stops. What do you think, Louisa?
I'm liking it.
You going to come ride him?
Sure.
All righty. I'm going to get off, see how he is when we get off. Didn't blow up. Everything seems good. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Louisa. He got a little ground.
Got a little ground stuff that he picked up.
So I want you to get on, and once you get on, I want you just to hang out and stand there. Ah. Seem good?
Nice and quiet. Yep. Seems quite content. He's a nice chap. Does he have a name?
I don't know what his name is. Spotty?
Spotty.
We've just unloaded the second horse, and this one's moving a lot. So I'm going to see if I can settle her down here. And
must be a mare, Pete.
Must be a mare. Love mares. She is not liking being here. So we're just going to see how long we can say, oh, we're getting off the ground now. Watch out, everybody.
Yeah, we better watch this one.
This might not be the best horse, but you never know. By the end of the week, we could have her doing great.
You think she could be ready in time for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by AgPro? I'm not sure.
We'll give it our best.
Pete, I'm thinking maybe it's the flies bothering her.
Let's get some piranha.
What do you think? Let me pass you the spray.
I don't know if she's going to be able to handle this, but we'll see.
Yeah, she might not.
She might not
Watch
appreciate.
out, Isaac! You're gonna get kicked.
Yeah, she's not happy about that. Dancing Pete, what do you do when you need to get some piranha on a misbehaving horse?
Well, I usually get a bottle of water and just sit here and spray until she stands still, right there, and stop. So she stood still for a second, and I keep doing it again, and then she stood still for a second.
I think she's starting to appreciate the lack of flies when you're,
yes, ma'am.
You know, the no-fly zone. That may have been what was bothering her. Look, she's nodding. I think she agrees. I think she agrees it was the flies that were annoying her.
Thanks again, Piranha. Well, she's leading better than the last one.
She is. She's a little reluctant. Ooh, she's coming this way. I think she might be a little bit stubborn, you know?
Yes,
Stubborn mare. She's not a chestnut. I mean, we've got at least that on our side, right? With this one.
She's a gray.
She's
so
a
you
gray.
know the gray syndrome.
Gray syndrome.
If you believe in a gray, they'll do everything. If you don't believe in them, they'll do everything you don't want.
Oh, I believe in her.
Okay. Well, then she might quiet down then. Well, let's see how she is if we get on.
You're going to get on this soon?
Well, I usually don't, but because we're filming, maybe we should show some stuff. All right, let's see how it is. I have my reins. I'm going to swing on. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I'm getting off. Definitely not ready yet.
Not ready.
Well, hopefully
she's crow hopping.
Hopefully you guys will check in and we'll get this one quiet before we get on again. This is not how I thought this was going to go. So this is how you do it.
Okay.
Pick up here, take the slack out.
Okay.
There.
All right.
And then give this and take the slack back down.
Okay. I'm afraid it's going to break.
No, it won't break. We're going to do feeding routine. So I always tell people, when you think there's no training happening, that's when most of the most important training's happening. So at feeding time. So I'm going to line up the horses at their feed buckets, and then I'm going to give them a cue, and they're going to drop down and start eating. So go ahead and turn towards the horses. They need to line up on me. They're all connected. I'm waiting for Spotty over here to turn a little bit more towards his pan. Let me help him. There we go. All right, so everybody's connected to me. They're in front of their pans. This didn't happen overnight. Now I'm going to give them the sign to eat, and now they drop their heads in. Drop their heads in. Let go of it. What did I show you?
You didn't.
Come back. Yes, I did. So this is how you do it.
Okay.
Pick up here, take the slack out.
Okay.
And now I'm going to ask them to come down and feed. Yes. Good. So that took a couple weeks to get 3 lined up like that, but we're doing well. So we'll see you on the 21st of October.
They're eating.
Are they cats?
Yeah. Yes.
So you need to attach a string on one of them to draw them across.
They're happy now. Look. Okay.
This was week 1.
They're dancing. Now you need to dance in front of them, Pete. Dance. They're dancing with you.
The Charleston.
These are dancing stick ponies. Look. This is what you shouldn't do with horses.
She's nuts.
Oh!
Yay!
Thank Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Reboot Self-Care Center in Ocala is the future of integrative healthcare, utilizing natural self-care protocols and the finest in modern technology. Instead of treating you, we are teaching you. Learn how to combat threats to your own health and protect your family. For weight control, performance enhancement, anti-aging, self-detoxing, or preparing for pregnancy, Reboot Self-Care will teach you how to improve your own health. Like us on Facebook now and find us on the web at rebootselfcare.com.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds, take a free hay ride, and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative, presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Welcome back on the Horse Talk Show. Final segment this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I know I might look funny, right? Because I'm rubbing my hands, but I've got this fantastic, really sweet smelling hand cream from Trish that,
It's called our satin hand.
And how's my makeup? Please comment below, because I'm now Mary Kay-ized. Much better than in the beginning when I looked extremely tired and exhausted. But we're going to jump right on to Dancin Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship.
Okay, today's tip of the week
is to moisturize your hands with this lotion every single day. I'm not kidding.
We're going old school. I learned this a long time ago. Teach, control, reinforce, refine. And how I was explained it, the best way I've ever heard, is teach is like your parents would go 1, 2, 3, consequence. Okay, so that was 3 seconds between each of those phases. That's the teaching
part. You mean people
part.
make it to 3?
Yes, ma'am. I made it to 3 many times. So that's the teach part. Then control is you're about to touch something hot, so the horse is getting out of control. You're not going to go possibly through each one of your phases. You might have to match them. So if somebody's going to go touch the hot stove, you're not going to go 1, 2, because they already burned themselves. So you might go 1, 2, 3, consequence to grab them so they don't get burned. So that's the control part. Then the next one is reinforce. So you shouldn't reinforce unless you know how to teach it and the horse understands what they're doing. So reinforce is long phase 1, 2, 3, 4 consequence. So if I say 2, I've got to go to 4. And that's the hard part for most people is like, well, they moved. And I said, yeah, but if you went to 2, you got to go to 4 because they understand what it means. So in Humanville, that's when your dad or your mom goes 1, 2, 3, 4 consequence. Well, you didn't give me a chance at 2. You knew what I said at 1. Okay. Then refinement. So refinement is you have to have phase 1 be your phase 4. So when your parent says 1, you know to jump. So refinement is now let's do 0.1. So that might be a look before you say anything, and then when you say 1, you're saying 4, and they get the consequence. So now they go, well, that wasn't fair. I said, when I looked at you, you knew what I was saying. So that's teach, control, reinforce, and refine. So don't refine anything you haven't reinforced, and don't reinforce anything that the horse doesn't understand and you don't know how to teach.
So that would be somewhat like the eye roll I give Pete right before I know he's about to say something really insulting. And then he says it, right?
Because she hasn't controlled me.
No.
Or taught me.
Well, because Dancin Pete is such an entertainer, today a very dear friend of mine, we'll just call him Bob.
Bob?
Was talking about how people dance. And how certain groups from certain places only have one dance and it's all the same. And then he did it for me. And I said, I have to share that because of Dancin Pete, just to impress him. Bob, thanks for being Bob. We love you so much. You're such a good guy.
Absolutely.
Take you to the Equine initiative last week, presented by Piranha. We had Dancin Pete actually in the CEP boardroom, and let's just give him a round of applause, folks, because that was one of the best equine meetings that we've had. He was such a great speaker. He got the entire audience there. I think we were actually something around 55 or 56 people, standing room only, actually had everybody very engaged and involved in his teaching. And, you know, when you get people involved, they're not just listening anymore. They're actually engaged, a lot like our horses. When they're engaged, it's very important. And he got the audience really involved. And as always, Pat Myers of Pat Myers Electric was such a good sport, being blindfolded, as was Olivia of Crystal Cryo. They were both very brave. And that's Pat Myers, by the way, if you didn't know. He doesn't come to your farm looking like that, I promise.
And I learned something also. That was very informational.
Yes, it was, wasn't
as
it?
a trainer.
I
yes.
know, right? And there's John Barlett from Equus Television. Had the opportunity of not being blindfolded and sniffing something to see if he could recognize what it was without a blindfold. And then Pete tried that with the blindfolded people. He was actually demonstrating some different reactions from people that you might see in a horse when you put it in a situation where it has some anxiety and doesn't know what's going on. So really, really interesting. Great time had by all. I think it was one of our favorite ones ever. And if you missed it in January, I think Pete's going to come back and give us session number 2. So we're looking forward to that. And I think everybody loved it. And thanks to Jenna from MTRA, who jumped right in and helped out with some of the videos and things. So well done to all, and a wonderful good time was definitely had at that meeting. Thank you to Florida HVAC Services for the refreshments.
Yay.
And also for saving the day and fixing the CEP's air conditioner that was having an issue that day. So the timing was perfect. Let's switch it up to dogs. Our other four-legged loves.
Nephew Neil. Because he doesn't like
Neil.
he doesn't like Uncle Neil, so I'm going to call him Nephew Neil.
It's the Ocala Dog Ranch tip of the week. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessey with the Ocala Dog Ranch. A good tip is to teach your dog a trick. Sounds corny, we've all seen everybody make their dog shake a paw, but there's actual titles that can be earned with organizations for teaching your dog tricks. It's also good mental stimulation for the dog, it's fun for you, and it's bonding with your dog. So next time you've got nothing to do, teach your dog to shake a paw.
Teach your dog a trick. That's fantastic. That's what Lucy needs. But actually, Lucy's going back to the Ocala Dog Ranch this week because I'm having a little bit of a break that I really need. And Lucy's going to go back. I know she's going to be so excited to see Neil. And we're going to try and get her into a life jacket and get her jumping in the pool because we think that would be good to trim her down. We'll take some comments from Neil on that. Big boned. Yes, exactly. Quick mentions for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by AgPro. Very excited about that. Don't forget, October 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. An all-breed parade, a horse breed exhibit, horse demos. We've even got a Roman rider, Larson hay rides with Big Horse Ranch. So you can sit on Idaho's finest alfalfa. We got some food trucks and vendors.
We're going to have top equestrians teaching you show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and my favorite, polo.
Lots and lots of fun. We've got awards for the best stick horse, best school, best company, best individual stick horse. We have got so much fun. You're going to have such a blast at this event. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors. It is free for all to come and enjoy this day, unless, of course, you want to buy something in the vendor village or buy yourself some food. Otherwise, you get to just enjoy the day. And don't forget, the Piranha Golf Tournament is coming up also in November. They are the presenting sponsor of the Equine Initiative and a partner of the show here. November 3rd at the Country Club of Ocala. All proceeds start with Piranha Life Foundation, which is a 501c3, and will get nicely shared between 3 wonderful charities: Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, and Canines for Warriors. So register now, get yourself a team. That noise means it's the end of the show. Thank you so much to Trish for being here with us.
Thank you.
We enjoyed having Bubbles in the studio. Pete, he's your host next week because I'm not here. So if you're not in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world, happy horsing around until the same time next week.
See you soon.